March 5th, 2018, I was my off day. I ended up changing everything, getting back on the right path.
Now let's see where the officer said he's supposed to apprehend him. We need to get to the bottom of what.
After a long day, I went in the bedroom and I woke up to the police being in the house.
So, and their report is that they seen a hand-to-hand transaction, which never happened. So.
And they was asking me, was it drugs in the house or anything like that? And I know it ain't no drugs in the house. Like, they asked, did I have a weapon? I told them, yes, I do. And they asked, what do you mean? Yes, I have a gun, but I have my FOI card. You know, showing them everything, the credentials, showing them just left the gun range, everything.
Oh, no, I ain't gonna find it. Yeah, right here. So I always had my gun card, but yet, this is what they did when I told them I had my gun card. Throw it away.
But they were saying that because I wasn't on the lease or my gun wasn't registered there, it was a UUW. And I got arrested for having a gun. They made up a lie and acted like I was selling drugs, and they pursued me in the house and came up with this whole fairy tale just to paint a picture that I'm just another black man with a gun. Me being a black man in America, me being able to legally have a gun, that's a problem. That's my right to bear arms. They don't want me to have that right. They want me to be inferior. They want me to stay at the lowest level I possibly can. And me being in Chicago without a gun, you most likely will get shot.
Be honest in the comments. Do you think weapons such as guns is best used for a line of defense, or do you prefer another way?
Today we went to court about my gun case. The state's attorney offered me a misdemeanor, basically saying that they'd give me a slap on the wrist with community service and 12 months of probation. And I thought it was unacceptable because I'm not admitting to something that I didn't do. I didn't commit a crime. It's legal for me to have my gun. That's not a crime. So I asked for a continuance. If I take it to trial, it's a class 4, so it goes 1 to 3. So, 1 to 3 years I'll be facing. I'm scared if I lose this case, then, I have a felony on my background. That's for life. Then I also get 1 to 3 years, of my life gone.
I just don't want you to get discouraged. That'd be my thing. Yeah. Progress is a slow process.
Definitely. I want a guaranteed check from now on. I don't have time to be sitting around waiting if the police around. I can't make no money today, or I want to get back on the path that I was on. So the city that we come from, it's just like it got this devilish spirit. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if you're on the right path, you could be walking down the street and get knocked right off. You know what I'm saying? I hope I just don't have to commit a crime to stay alive. Because at the end of the day, I'm always choosing myself. My family owned this building from way back in the day, and we stayed there for I think 5 generations. This was part of us, so that's why we still gravitate to this block. This is a family block. At one point, it had buildings right here. This building was open. It's kind of becoming vacant. These are the last 2 buildings on the block. When the feds hit the west side of Chicago, our neighborhood was one of the first that got hit. My uncle, my auntie, my cousins, my immediate family was, indicted. And, they're serving federal time right now. And it became more violent since they took out certain leaders in the neighborhood. As you take out certain leaders in the neighborhood, structure kind of unfolds. So, everybody want to be somebody, and everybody you got to, point to prove or got something to say. So it's like it's Babylon. You know what I'm saying? It's going up out here. It could go down at any point.
You gonna get me like that,
Yeah,
Joe?
yeah, that's my big cousin right here, man. I love y'all, Joe. Y'all be smooth. My cousin just came home, man. That's my big cousin.
The majority of the neighborhood I'm related to. So like it's family. It's not like I'm not gonna see some of them later on. Like nah, we see some of them at Thanksgiving. Any family function, I'm there. I still communicate, but if you wanna do the same thing, follow the same stuff that got us in situations that we all fighting cases, I'm not on that no more. So I'm transitioning and separating myself from the negativity and negative vibes and put myself in an environment of people who, you know, who got ambition and real goals. You gotta learn from what you've been through and then make sure that you never make that mistake again. I was at court today, man.
Before you get put out?
I got counseling from people that I respect. Some peers, some people that's older than me, and then my mother and father. My mom and father definitely supported any decision that I went.
Well, I told you to pray about it. And
if I want to go to trial, that's cool. If I took the deal, that's cool. You know, because it was weighing heavy on my heart, like, what should I do?
He has to feel good about it.
So right before I was about to say, I'm ready, I want to go to trial again, he came back and he was like, man, I got something even better. They changed the charge. So I ended up cutting the deal.
That's a big swing. That's a big reach for a lawyer.
12 months probation, 80 hours of community service, and a misdemeanor.
It's gonna be my word against theirs.
I'll be able to get my gun back after 12 months. Be able to have my gun back.
I just still hate the fact that you have to have a case and you had the proper credentials, and I just still think it's a violation of
my rights. Absolutely.
Human rights.
Absolutely, but it just like I just be looking at it like you need a gun to be protected, man. Like with me, it's gonna be I'll probably be in court again for another UUW. Like I'll be in court for that before I let somebody kill me. Like I'm not going for that. Like I need to protect. I need to bear arms.
This video raises questions, and I need for you to be extremely honest in the comments when answering them. And just so you know, I have 3 questions. Number 1, what do you think of when you hear someone say, I have a gun card? Number 2, who would you like for me to do a video on next? And number 3, what are your thoughts about this video? Please share them in the comments. Please be honest when answering these questions. Share this video with anyone you deem necessary. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.